Hi,
So,
okay, hi, Millicent. Sorry, hi. Please,
hi.
please, I will advise that you mute everyone so that it will not affect the recording.
Yeah, I have muted everybody and they keep on muting themselves. There's no place where I can mute everybody for the entire class. They still have the right to unmute themselves. I've had to move a couple of times.
Okay.
Now, to the differences, what makes product management different from project management? Remember that these two guys, they are similar to each other. However, there are still things that set them apart. For a product manager, in terms of focus, their focus is on creating the product. Remember what we keep saying, converting that simple idea to something that actually works, right? That's their goal. The second one is completing a specific, for project management, their focus is completing a specific project or task. So, for example, in a product, right, as a product manager, I need to see it from start to finish until it gets to the market, until people start using it, until people start complaining and giving feedback. But for a project manager, it could just be that my job is to make sure that in the first month after launch, XXXX tasks are completed so that we can go to market. The project manager does not need to see that, oh, people are buying the goods they are selling in the market. They just need to make sure that everything is in order for that day for the thing to go to the market. How it performs in the market is none of their business. So for the product manager, is a full life cycle. It's like a mother or a father, and then an uncle and auntie. I'm not saying uncles and aunties don't care for children, but the mother and father, at the end of the day, when all is said and done, they will always have to come back to their kids. But the uncle and auntie can come visit, even if they stay 3, 4 days. Once that 4 days reach, they will go back to their house. But for the mom and dad, it is a lifetime commitment. That's how you are as a product manager. When you to a product, it never stops. But for the project manager, it stops. And the goal of a product manager is to make sure that the product is successful and valuable. I already said this, that the project manager does not care about the success of the product on the long run, if that is not what they are asked to do, except that is what that's the parameter that their project is based off. But if anything that concerns before that time, and that's where their project is based off, it ends there. The moment that thing is delivered on time and within budget, then they are good to go. Longevity. The product manager focuses on the entire product life cycle. I already gave that instance where I said the parents has to be with the child all through their life, while the auntie and uncle, they come, they visit, and they go. The project manager is temporary, focus on the project duration. I already gave that instance again. The auntie and the uncle, they come, they visit, they stay for a while, and they go. They don't hard, they're not tied. It is a choice to still stay if they want to. So the project manager's job is temporary. In terms of scope, they are broad and often evolving as the product evolves. So the job of a product manager changes over time. Like focus shifts for you as the product grows. While for a project manager, it is well defined and limited to that objective that you started with. If there's a need to increase the scope, you guys have to sit down and replan. And that's another planning of timeline. Resource management. Product managers, they work with cross-functional teams. They work with designers, they work with engineers, they work with marketers. While the project manager, they work with the people within the constraints of that project task. So it's not specific, it can be different people at different times because of what their project deliverable is. The product manager allocates budget for product development, but the project manager allocates resources. They are more focused on time, money, people for that particular project. In terms of timeline, the product manager sets like long-term roadmap for the product. Because remember, I said that for you is a lifetime commitment. The only time your job ends as a product manager on a particular product is if you're working for an organization, for instance, and you have to leave. But so far as you're in a particular place for a particular product, over time, you know, your relationship with that product is really long. Meanwhile, project managers they create specific timelines for like project tasks. Then for problem solving, they address product related issues and user needs. Is this product causing problems? So I'm going to give you an example. Today, yeah, we had an issue at work and it had to do with money. And I got my team on the call, and the first question I asked them is describe the problem for me, which they did. And then I said, okay, so this is clearly a business product and problem, and not that my product is not working. And they said yes. I'm like, okay, good, everybody, bye bye. So for the product manager, their products is to enable the business. So most of the issues they are always looking forward is how does my product enable the business? How is hope my product is not affecting sales in a negative way. The project manager solves project related problems and challenges. Anything that concerns their project, that's where they are. The product manager focuses on customers, users, and then the overall product stakeholders. While the project manager focuses on project stakeholders and then the sponsors of that project. In terms of success manager, what the product manager measures is product performance in the market. How is my product doing? What are the complaints? Are people complaining more than they're getting a good experience? Are people getting a better experience more than they're complaining? While for a project manager, it's just it measures success by completing the project within the constraints that they've set. Now, as a product manager, what are your duties? What are you supposed to do as a product manager? You are supposed to define what the product vision and strategy is. You have been put forward with an idea. Somebody has said,
Analyze
oh, I would like to, do
and look.
something that can order food from their house. You as the product manager now need to take that idea and sit down and map out what the product vision is, what's the end goal for that product, and how do you arrive at that end goal, which is where strategy comes in. Your job is to also understand customer needs because it's very important. You're not building for yourself. There's something I always used to say to people like mistakes that people make is that they always build internally before externally. They build for what they think is right before they bring their customers along. But the right thing to do as a product manager is you have to carry extensive research to enable you build the right products for your customer. The next thing as a product manager is you have to learn how to prioritize, not just features. I know here I wrote prioritizing features, but you need to know how to manage things because requests will always come. People will say, do this. Features would say, internal stakeholders will say, we should build this. Customers will be complaining of another thing. Your sales team will be coming back with another feedback. But you need to
Hello?
be able to sit down and say, we don't need this, we need this. Let's use this, let's not use this. That's what prioritization is. Also, you need to know how to analyze metrics in terms of product performance. Is my product performing well? What are the numbers? Are people reducing? Are people coming on board? Are people going off board? What exactly is is my product contribution to people's life? You also have to collaborate with cross-functional teams every day. You can't help it. So, a lot of people like to run away from the fact that product managers are people managers, but no matter how much you want to run away from it, sincerely, you are just going to have to do it. We have different types of product managers. We have the non-technical product manager, we have the technical product manager, and we have the growth product manager.
Yes.
The non-technical product manager is the person that
Yeah.
focuses on strategy, user experience, and what people would need. They are not the ones writing the code or doing the design, but they understand enough to create the product. You are a technical product manager is the person that has strong technical background and they can work closely with engineer and they actually work with API driven products. I don't want to stress so much on this because it may get complex here, so I'm going to leave this. And then when the class gets more intense, I will come back to explain it better. A growth PM, on the other hand, specializes in user acquisition, retention. How would the product grow? How do we get more users? What kind of the current users that we have? So as a product manager, one thing I like about product management here, one of the things I really loved about product management that actually allowed me to be able to choose this career path is because of the vast opportunities it allows you to do. And as a product manager, you can decide today, I'm tired of being a product manager. I want to be an operations manager. But you will not get tired in Jesus' name. You will not get tired at all. I want to be a UX researcher. I want to be a business analyst. I want to be a quality assurance person. I want to do physical product management. Everything you learn as a product manager can translate into these roles and you will succeed. So I'm going to go to the next thing, which is product development life cycle. But before I do this, I would like to take a few questions from people in class. If you cannot speak, please use the comment section and ask me a question. I'm going to give 5 minutes for that. And so this is 7:42. It means that by 7:49, right, let's just say 7:50. Let me just make it 7:50. So that's a total of 8 minutes. So by 7:50, I should take all the questions. So if you cannot unmute your mic and speak, or if you have any question, raise up your hand. If you cannot speak where you are, please write in the comment section. Will the recording be made available? It should be made available. But that's not the question I need you to ask right now. I need you to ask product related questions. Any more questions? Any questions? Who said my hand is up? Maybe please go ahead.
Okay, my question is about what you were saying at the initial stage. You said something about the product that the PM is not concerned about the impact of the product in the market. That's whether people are keen in or
No,
not.
no, that's not what I said. I
Okay,
was
because
talking about the difference between product and project managers. And I
okay,
said the product manager is worried about the product when it starts, when they build it, when it goes to the market, or are people using it, are people not using it? That's what the product
okay,
manager is worried about. But the project
okay,
manager is not worried about that so far as their tax does not affect that. Remember that what
okay,
we're talking about is the difference between the product manager and the project manager. The project manager has
okay,
timeline. Their job is, oh, let's make sure that in 3 weeks we finish development. If in 3 weeks they've not finished development, they failed at their job. So especially when timelines extension were not agreed. But the moment they finish and complete the development, if that is what their parameters were set against, their job has ended. How the product performs in the market is up to them to care or not. But that does not count as
okay,
success or failure of their role for the project manager. However, for the product manager, their job just begins the moment the product goes to the market because it's a new ball game. They care like mad, I'm sorry, but they really, really care about their products. So that please
okay.
correction,
Thank you.
that's not what I said. Thank you for asking, and this is why it's good that we ask questions. Someone said, please, can someone be a product manager, do the job of a project manager? Absolutely. Especially in Nigerian companies, many times you, as a product manager, you are forced to take on the role of a project manager. That's my role today as I speak to you. I'm a product manager, but many times I have to wear the hat of a project manager. Olutosin said product manager versus product owner. Well, to be very honest, they really fall. Maybe if you're done with your question, please drop your hands down so I don't get confused. They intertwine, to be very honest, and in many scenarios, they can play the same role. It really depends on where you are working and what they want to call you. Is product management limited to tech products, or does it go beyond tech? Also, does one need to have a good knowledge of business concepts to try as a product manager? First of all, who asked this question? Ogenekewe. It shows that you're not paying attention in this class, because I clearly said it. One of the first things I said is that as a product manager, you have vast opportunity, because you can either decide to be a product manager for a physical product. Coca-Cola, as a company that produces Coke, has a product manager, and it's not a software product. So yes, product management goes beyond tech, but what we are learning in this class is tech product management. That's just it. He said, also, does one need to have a good knowledge of business concept? Absolutely. Because if you don't understand business, how then do you want to build a product that should help the business? You have to understand the business as much as you understand your product. You don't have to know it before you start becoming a product manager, but you have to pick it up as you go. Akinyode says, does the product manager manage the entirety of the product? People have already started looking for my trouble in this class. I said it though, that the product manager's job is from beginning to end, and the only time that a product manager ever leaves the product is if the organization they are working with says leave this product and go to another product, or they leave that organization, or they have a product they are working on and the product dies. I even gave an example using a parent and a family relation. I said a parent has to nurture the child from the day they are a baby up until, even though they become 80 years old, that parent is always going to be a parent. But for the uncle and aunt, they can visit and they can go and they can choose to be in the child's life or not. But you people are not coming to ask me if a product manager manages part or the entirety of a product. People should not look for my trouble in this class. Akinyode, is that okay? Does that clarify your response? Or your question rather? I need response. So everybody that asks question, if are you okay? So can we proceed to the next stage of our class? Please type yes. Victoria Ochono, you have 30 seconds to ask your question.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
You said something that's okay. You said the role of a product manager and the project manager intertwines here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so does that mean the role of the project manager is not as substantial or as essential as that of a product manager?
No, I never said that.
Okay.
That's you guys. You can't say no role is substantial, because everybody contributes in the capacity that they expect to contribute. Now, as a product manager, you are burdened with a lot of responsibility and you're managing multiple teams. In fact, to succeed, you need a project manager, because the project manager can help you handle parts of it, and oversees that part. They now own that particular part of the project, and it makes it easier for you to juggle the other things that you have to make sure that the project comes to life. What I meant when I say it intertwines was because somebody asked that as a product manager, can you play the role of a project manager? And I said, yes, in some organizations, you are bound to do that, especially in small companies who cannot afford to employ two people at the same time to play separate roles. And I also gave an instance that currently today, that's what I do where I work. I'm a product manager, but when there's a need to wear the hat of a project manager, I also wear that hat. Okay. Thank you. This is 7:50, so I'm going to proceed. Please, Emeka, you may have to go back to the recording. You said as a product manager, what are the people we are expected to work with? But I said it in this class. I said engineers, I said designers, I said quality assurance engineers. I also mentioned stakeholders. So what I'm asking is, in essence, is that is it only one product manager that manages a product, or different product managers could manage different features in a particular product? It depends on what your company wants to do. There's no rule to that. I'm here and I manage 4 different products. I'm as one product manager. There's another company where one product, somebody inside one product, they have 4 different product managers. So again, it's not unique. There's no rule to it. So I'm going to go to the next stage of our class, which is the product life cycle, product development life cycle. For those that have been asking, oh, does a product manager manage half of the class? Does a product manager manage the whole product and everything, right? They manage the product life cycle. You know what the cycle is? It's like this. All of us learned evaporation in secondary school at some point in our life. For those who don't remember, where rain falls to the ground, and the water that falls back again is rain. The water on the ground, it goes back up, and then when it's time, it comes back down. The cycle continues. It doesn't end, right? So the product life cycle is the length of time from when a product is introduced to consumers into the market until it is removed from the shelves. So what we are looking at right now is the product life cycle. There's what we have called the software development life cycle. Bear in mind, there are 2 different things. So, but please, when I say ask questions, don't ask me what's the difference between product life cycle and product development and software development life cycle. That class is another class. And if you want to figure it out now, you break your head. And I believe in taking things slowly. We have enough time, and each class has been designed for a specific conversation, okay? So don't try to watch things, don't try to understand everything in this one class. Take it easy on your brain. There will be classes where you will begin to question your sanity. So save your brain for that day. Right now, enjoy the ride. Ask questions as per what we are talking about, not as per what you have read online. Okay? So the person that will mute their mic again, I'm going to kick them out of this class. The person that will mute their mic again, I'm going to kick them out of this class. Product manager, product owner, and scrum master, please give some details. You didn't answer my question. Francis, I give a time for questions, right? And if for some reason I didn't answer your question, because I have even answered the difference between product manager and product owner. And we are not talking about a scrum master here. Product manager, so if I don't answer your question, you understand that I have to give and I have to make sure that I'm able to cover everything we need to know. Again, everybody should ask questions within the confines of what we are learning. All these things you are talking about, we eventually get there. You didn't answer my question. Francis, I give it. Thomas.
Hello? Hello?
Okay,
Hello?
Kezia.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, so back
Hello?
to what product life cycle is.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Product life cycle refers to when a product is introduced to the market. Now, in the life cycle, in this phase, the product life cycle, the product has already been developed. They finish building it. It's no longer an idea. But from the moment it is introduced to the market, introduction simply means when people begin to know about it. When you announce, oh, we are live, that's when a product is introduced to the market. So there are different stages that a product goes through, and we are going to look at each and every one of them in this class. Building is not Okay, so I think I may have to leave and come back. So
It's no longer when you announce, oh, we are live. There different stages that a product goes through. We are going to look at each and every one of them in this class.
Stop. Hello?
I think I
Hello?
will have to leave.
Hello, my name is Salaudin Shaibu. Hello? Hello, ma.
Hello,
Hello?
good evening, ma'am.
Hello, ma. Hello? Hello, ma.
Man
Hello?
has left.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, ma. I have I have a question about product management. I have a
Hello,
good
good evening,
question.
ma'am.
Okay, go ahead to ask you. Go ahead to ask your question.
Hello, Abdullah Said.
Hello? The network has been bad. Honestly, I wanted to answer your question, but the thing is, the network is so bad here that I couldn't get you, ma'am.
Hello? Hello, ma. Hello? 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 Hello?
Why is no more here? You said you have a good question to
Hello?
ask. Just ask your question. You can contribute or ask your question. What do you have to ask?
Hello?
Yes. Why is no more here?
I have a good question.
Okay, what is your
Eh?
question? Eh,
Eh? My
yes,
question is,
question.
hello, ma.
Yes, I can hear you. Ask your
Hello,
question,
ma.
please. I have told you, Ma
Okay,
is
I
no
didn't share
more
you,
here.
ma.
No more here. She's no more here.
Okay, no more here.
Yes, she's no more here. Maybe
My question is,
you can ask your question.
what of the difference? Yes, I have a question. What is difference product
No
management
longer
and
here.
project?
So she's
Hello?
not listening to you because it's not in the
Hello?
class right now.
Yes, yes, you said what is the difference between product management and what?
Listen to me, man. I have a question. What is the difference of the product manager and and the project management?
I cannot hear you
Hello?
properly, please. Repeat yourself. Can you please repeat yourself? Oh,
Ah, hello?
The
My
teacher is not in the
my
class
name is
right now.
Salahuddin Shai.
Please mute yourself. The teacher is not even listening to you. The question you're asking, nobody will answer till the teacher comes back.
A teacher for it.
Sir, you
Hello?
are disrupting the class. Can you wait till she comes? Then you ask your question. In fact, the time for questions have even passed, and this thing you're doing is making
Oh,
every other person uncomfortable.
okay. My name is come back, ask the question back. Network
Dan
is
Allah
bad.
an ce ku kashe screen in ku kashe screen kun ji kashe screen kun bar sai iyo kuke mutane a kunne tun ɗazu an ce ku kashe screen in ku ba ta nan ta je hutu sai ta dawo duk ku ishe da wani hayaniya.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Please, this class is recorded. Please mute
Hello.
yourself if you are not speaking. Your instructor is not here. Please mute
Okay,
yourself.
okay, ma.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, ma. Okay.
Telegram, yes. Well done. So I've given everybody balloons and a lot of that. That you can give yourself balloons too and clap for yourself. You have done a great job. Hey, this is how I like my classes to be. So we are now going to move to the product management processes. Again, well done, guys. It goes to show that you're actually paying attention. And I'm still going to share this slide that you're seeing on screen with you. So product management deals with product planning. There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of couple of times. So at this point, it is